Barbara, how are you?
Hi, James. I'm well, and you?
Tell us about this guy. What happened with him?
Well, actually, this is a booking agent. Name is San Miguel Outdoors. And what has happened is they have basically shut down. Their website has come down. Their office is dark and cold and no furniture there. And what's happened is that I have been contacted by numerous outfitters who are telling me that the owner of San Miguel Outdoors, Mr. Mike Gardner, is basically in arrears to them for safaris and hunts that have been conducted and for which they were never paid. I have one outfitter from Zimbabwe, Safari Trackers, not Adam Clements Safari Trackers, but Safari Trackers Zimbabwe. Their attorney contacted me and tells me that Mr. Gardner owes them upwards of $150,000. And that's for hunts that were conducted in 2008 and have already been conducted in 2009 and that have been booked for the rest of the season and far into 2011. Some of those hunts, like I said, have been conducted. As you can imagine, the outfitter is out all the costs and hasn't been paid for anything, so I can foresee problems with trophies going to those clients because there's wasn't any money forwarded to pay for the trophy fees to the government.
Right. So at this point, Barbara, then what we do know is that the money is not necessarily a loss from the hunters. It's going to impact them, of course, or it could impact them based upon trophies. But right now it's between outfitter and outfitter. Is that the short way of putting it?
Not in every case.
Not in every case. Okay.
Yes, remember there are hunts that were booked for the rest of this season and into the future that the outfitter has never been paid for.
Okay. That's San Miguel Ranch. Now, that's the San Miguel Ranch in South Texas?
Well, San Miguel Outdoors is a corporation. I believe it's a limited partnership. And it is, there's also another separate corporation for San Miguel Ranch. Same person. He is one of the directors there, I believe, as well. So it's the same person that operates both of these entities. When I had tried contacting him earlier this week, the website address for San Miguel Outdoors was being routed to the San Miguel Ranch.
Right.
Now, both of those sites, when I tried them earlier today, are gone. They're both down.
Oh, really? They're gone, yeah, because our research people looked into it yesterday, and I was pretty shocked because the facilities they had down there were absolutely beautiful. And so I was certainly disturbed at the fact that they had gone out of business, but I was hoping to shed some light on that today. I had no idea they pulled the websites as well. It's a good thing we checked when we did. But for those of you who may have been down there, I think people were probably pretty shocked that they're no longer in business.
Well, from what I hear, the lodge on that ranch is truly a luxury lodge, 5-star hotel type quality.
Yeah.
But right now I'm sitting on a complaint from a subscriber who hunted there and said, yeah, the lodge is wonderful, but he was very unhappy with the hunting. And that's how I came upon finding out that they were the booking agency side was out of business because I was trying to contact Mike Gardner regarding that hunt. I've tried all the business numbers, none of them work. I've left him a message on his cell phone. I've left him a message on his home phone. I was able to speak to the ranch manager at San Miguel Ranch, left him a message for Mr. Gardner. I haven't heard back from him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
so
Mr.
right
Gardner
now,
Mr. Gardner has probably found an attorney, and that's probably, if anyone, that's probably going to be who we speak to. Hopefully someone at least can release an attorney's name to you, and that way we'd be able to get some follow-up work. I assume that's your next step.
Well, I have been contacted by several other individuals, both outfitters and hunters, who have told me that they are in the process of suing Mr. Gardner for money that they say he owes them. So it's a big mess, and he was representing operators all over the world. And I've heard from people in Canada, I've heard from people in the United States, I've heard from people in Africa, all of them with the same story, that Mr. Gardner did not forward to them the funds that clients gave him for their hunts. And now these outfitters have either provided those hunts or are sitting there with a client expecting to come to camp that they don't have any money for their hunt. So there's going to be a lot of upset people on this one. It's very sad.
What's the lesson learned here?
Well, it's difficult. It's one of those where you pay the booking agent. The relationship is supposed to be the booking agent represents an outfitter. He takes the funds and takes out his commission and sends the rest of those funds to the outfitter. I think one of the things that is coming out of this is that many of these people never even got to talk to the outfitter. So they had no way of knowing what was going on until they got to the camp and were told, wait a minute, we don't have any funds for your hunt. Your hunt was never paid for.
See, there was no way there's no way that the hunter himself probably would have had any knowledge of what's taken place here. So
that's correct.
Again,
without being able to speak to the operator and ask them,
right.
Do you need anything else from me? Have you gotten all of the payments that I have sent to the agent? The hunter has no way of knowing what's going on. He's basically trusting the agent to do his job and to be ethical. And here, obviously, the problem was the funds just weren't being forwarded
right.
to the operators.
Right.